Hey guys, my name is Rakesh and please do subscribe to my channel and hit on the bell icon to stay up to date. In this video, I am going to teach you a very easy technique on how do you capture or always capture the last column name. So why I am saying always capture the last column name, what is it? For example, there is a Excel and every time automation runs, there is a new column getting added. So what would happen in that case when the new column is getting added? There is a new column name every time. Dynamically, there is a new column name, and with the new column name, you need that new column name. So every time, getting it? So let's say right now I'm running the automation, so it will add a new column. After 1 hour, if I run it, it will add another new column, and like that it will continue. So in such a nature, in such a situation, you would like to always capture the last column name of the table. Doesn't matter how big or small the table is, but you would need the last column name. Okay, so how to do that? This is very interesting and I'm going to teach you in single line syntax. Okay, so let's see how this can be created. This will be very useful to you if you learn it. Now first of all, because we are dealing with Excel, let's quickly update all the required activities. Now because I need to read the data table and then capture the last column name, right? So for that, first I will drag and drop Excel process scope. These are very easy. I have shown in multiple videos. Use Excel process scope. These are the two activities. Now I need to select the Excel file which is the input for our automation. All right, so let me go to documents and I've selected my document, my Excel file. Okay, that's all. And then here I need to first read the Excel. Okay, now to read the Excel, which are the different activity that I can use? For example, if I say read, so there is something called read range. This is the new modern activity, read range. Okay, I need to read the range to get the last column name captured, right? I need to read the entire current range. So here all I have to do, I'll click on this plus sign, hit on the Excel, right? And it is going to show you sheet 1. Okay, it will automatically show you sheet 1 in the modern design. These are all advanced activities. It is automatically going to capture the sheet names that are currently present. So I'm going to say sheet 1. Okay, and now once this is done, I want to save that to a data table. So these are very common things that everybody knows, or most of you will be knowing if you have already dealt with Excel automation, right? So I'll create a variable called dt1. Okay, so the dt1 variable has been created. Let's have a check by highlighting the activity. Okay, now here our main goal is, how do I always capture last column name, right? Now for that, first of all, I will give you few small things. Okay, step by step I'm going to teach you, why a single line text is enough. Okay, for example, here I'm going to create a variable called last column name. Okay, last column name. Now first of all, you need to understand, if you write dt1, the data table name, dot, right, and if you write columns, so if you see dt1 dot columns, right, what is the use of this? What this will do, if I say dt1 dot columns, if you are getting an error and the error is saying it is a collection type, so it has got an array of values. So that means when you write dt1 dot columns, it is going to tell you the values are Bangalore climate, this is the date, this is the date. So it is going to tell you all the column names, the headers. Okay, so that's why there is an error saying it is a collection of different names, data column collection. Okay, now if it is an array, what would happen if I am going to put a parenthesis and write a 0? 0 is the index number, so that means I am telling how many columns are there, doesn't matter, you show me the very first column name. Yes or no? Show me the very first column name. Now if I do this, if I run this specific one, last column name is string. So what is the error here? System dot data columns to type system to string is assigned activity. Okay, all you have to do after writing this, simply say dot to string. Getting it? dot to string. Okay, now here this is done. Now this is going to show me the last column name. If I put a sorry, this is going to show me the first column name because I have written 0. Now how do you make it dynamic is the question, right? That is where we are struggling. So here let me, if I say last column name, last, the variable just I'm using, okay. So here in the last column name, actually we are feeding the very first column name, right? We are feeding the 0, but the moment I change the number, it can pull the last column name. Getting it? That is the logic. So here, if I put run file, so how do you make it dynamic? How do you know what is that number, right? I will tell you. There is a simple logic. So now it should show me Bangalore climate, right? That should appear. Wait for a second. The automation has started. Bangalore climate. Do you see? It is providing. Now if I change it, let's go back to the syntax, and instead of dt1 column 0, if you open the Excel file, see this is 0, right? Index number 0, 1, 2. If I write 2, what would happen? It is going to give me anyways the last, but you will have question, Rakesh, how do you know every time it is 2? It can become 3, it can become 4, it can become 5, it can become anything, right? We don't know. Yeah. So how do I really make it dynamic? I am going to show you. Okay. First of all, let's understand the syntax, how it is working. So dt1, what we are learning, dt data table dot columns, bracket, we are writing the index number. So it is showing me the last column value, right? 11, 49, 10, right? Okay. So this much we have understood. Now with this one only we are going to, this is understood. Now what would happen, you know, do you know there is also a syntax you should be aware, dt1 dot column count. So if you type, there is something called column count function, or this is the one of the property, column count. So what this column count would do, let me change the variable to, because this is output of in a integer format, right? So let me change it to integer for some time. We will change it back. Okay, so what this column count would do, okay, otherwise let's keep it simple. Okay, so now this you understood, right? Now let me add a new activity. I think most of you must have got the got the idea, correct? Great. So let me get the assign activity, because I gave you the clue. So create a variable, and here I am say column count, right? I'm creating a variable called column count, and here I'm going to, I will change everything to one line, okay? Integer, okay? I'm going to change it to one liner syntax. Now here if I write dt1 dot column count, so it is going to tell me how many columns are currently there, correct? If I write this, so now if you take the output of column count, right, this is going to show me how many columns are there in this table. So 1 2 3, there are three columns, right? 1 2 3, so it should show me the output as 3. Okay, wait for a second. So it is showing me the output as 3. What if I am going to add one more column? Let's say I am giving the name called I'm simply creating a column called id. Okay, so I'll save it. Now it should, if it, this time if it runs, it should show me 4 columns, isn't it? Run file. So how many columns are there now? 1 2 3 4. So it should show me 4. Okay, now it is showing 4. So you understood this? Okay. Now let's say I need to access this last column. So 0, if you think from the index point of view, index will always start from 0, 0, 1, 2, and this is 3, isn't it? 0 1 2 3. But if you look at the count, it will say there are 4 columns. So if I have to have this value, you are asking, right, how do you know if the last index is at 2 or 3? So this is how we know. So if you know the column count -1, if you do the column index, the last column index will always come dynamically, doesn't matter. For example, if I go back here, right, instead of writing a hard coded value, if I simply write dt1 data table 1 dot, and I am saying column count, right, whatever the column count, you do a -1. So what would happen? The last index will automatically come. If the column count is 4, if column count is 4, the index number of this last column is always 3. If the column count is 5, the index number of this last column will be 4. If column count is 6, if there are 6 columns, then the index number of the column will be 5, because it starts from 0, 1 minus, that's it. So with this logic, if you see, with this specific logic, I am able to get the last column name. Okay, so if I delete this, okay, let me show you before we run it. Data table 1 dot columns in parenthesis dt1 dot column count -1 dot to string. So this is going to always give me the last column name. So we have got the output or the last column name captured. Always it will capture, doesn't matter what is the length of the uh, table, right, length of the data table, it is always going to capture the last column name. So let me run it, and I'm going to show some practical demo. So what is the last here? ID, right? So the output should show me ID. Getting it? What if I create one more column dynamically? Let's say I'm going to add something like that, 1 2 3 4 something. I'm creating just a column, okay, random columns. Save. Now if I run it, it should pull the last column name, right? This is the last column name, whatever the name is, doesn't matter, but dynamically it is working. It doesn't matter how many new columns you are creating, it is still capable of always capturing the last column name. Getting it? It captured the last column name. So this is one of the very important syntax that you should be aware, and you should write it down. Okay, write it down on a notepad or a notebook and keep it with you. Alright guys, so thank you so much. So we are putting a lot of hard work. So I would request you, please do subscribe to the channel and hit on the bell icon, right, so that you get stay up to date with a lot of knowledge that we are trying to bring it forward, to help you. So please do subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video. We are going to meet once again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.